Money is gone. I love it. It's like the parent, right, that comes in and is like, okay, hey, kid, I don't like your lifestyle right now. I don't appreciate this. This is not going in the direction that we not want or need. So no more money. You're cut off. So much for the allowance. I mean, why should you get federal taxpayer dollars? Why should my taxpayer dollars go to New York City and the state of New York, given that they are squandering every single bit of it? Well, Letitia's melting down.
Payments to the state of New York and to states all across this nation. It is unacceptable, unconstitutional, ultra-vires. They have exceeded their authority. And so it's important that attorneys general representing our respective states stand up and enforce the rule of law, because Elon Musk, individuals at the Treasury, and the President of these United States is not above the law. And we will continue. You know, as attorneys general, we've been preparing for this. This is not the outcome that we wanted.
How many times has she said that? Like, seriously, guys, I've played you the sound bites before. This is not the outcome we wanted or expected, but we've been preparing for this. We've been studying their playbook. I mean, like, I know the whole speech by heart. I don't need to bore you with it, but this is her MO, okay? Well, Letitia, again, you may not be the brightest bulb. You may be a heck of a politician, though, but I'm just going to remind you, because I didn't go to law school, but I'm not an idiot. And I know that the federal government has power over, if anything, most definitely, our borders. That's like basic stuff. So they have total control over this, whether she wants to admit it or not. They have the power to enforce immigration law over the states, incidentally. So the states can get out there and say, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And that's exactly what New York and plenty of others, sanctuary states, sanctuary cities have done. But when it comes to something called the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution, it means the states, they can say and do whatever they want, but ultimately the power rests with the federal government. Here you go. Because it says that the law of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. Congressional intent is paramount in preemption analysis. Accordingly, a court must determine whether Congress expressly or implicitly intended to preempt state or local action. All right, by the way, you get H.R. 35 that they've also implemented, in which Congress is saying if somebody is here illegally, that's a problem. They need to be deported. And this is what Pam Bondi has been arguing, because she's saying things like the green light law in New York City and New York State, they actually put law enforcement that are trying to do their job in jeopardy, which is pretty messed up.
And if you don't comply with federal law, we will hold you accountable. We did it to Illinois. Strike one. Strike two is New York. And if you are a state not complying with federal law, you're next. Get ready. And the great men and women of law enforcement are standing behind me today. We have FBI, DEA, ATF agents. They put their...
Okay? They're putting their lives in jeopardy, going out there trying to get the bad guys. And you got Letitia James, who just wants to start a political fight.
Not only does this administration's new policy put people at risk, but it is plainly unconstitutional. The president does not get to decide which laws to enforce and for whom.
Yeah, again, honey bunny, you're wrong. I sound like Benny and Mike Davis, right? the president's lawyer who, I love this soundbite. Let's see, do we have this? He's like, basically, Letitia, you're heading to the slammer if you continue down this path. I do believe he said we're going to put your fat in jail. In prison, I think was the way he said it. Anyway, because again, you go back to Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4. Guess what? The U.S. has the power to establish a uniform form of naturalization. The U.S. is totally in control of who's in, who's out. The federal government enforces immigration laws. And if you have any doubt about that, Letitia, go take a look at the actual Constitution, where it actually says, yes, the law of the land shall be the supreme law of the land. Okay, so that is the supremacy clause, and it means, Letitia, you can't get away with this. You really can't. You know, there are rules set up. You think, and she tweeted out that New York has its own laws and its own rules about all of this. It doesn't matter. And so if you're not going to abide by the law, yeah, they're going to sue you. But they might also do what they do with spoiled children. Cut you off. That's what happened. She is cut off. And it's kind of fantastic because somebody's finally standing up for Americans. You want to come into the country, you come in the legal way, okay? You apply for asylum.